Good morning, all. Very good morning. This is Dr. Kandara Salaya, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government Degree College, Kukatpalli. Today, we are discussing the subject is Banking Theory and Practice. This is for BCom 5th semester, and topic which we are going to discuss, very important topic, functions of commercial banks. So, as we have discussed in the previous classes, unit number 1, introduction we have discussed, definition we have discussed, and the special thing, category of the banks, types of banks also we have discussed, and along with that, unit banking system and branch banking system also we have discussed. And while discussing types of banks, బ్యాంకులలో రకాల గురించి మనం చర్చించేటప్పుడు the first and foremost one, and first and very important one, commercial banks. So regarding commercial banks, simply we can say that all category of the banking functions, the banks which are offering to the general public, which we can say that commercial banks. The important topic related to first unit, మొదటి యూనిట్కి సంబంధించి ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి టాపిక్, very important topic, we can say functions of commercial banking. And definitely this question will arise, will come in examination. It means whatever and whichever examination is there, it means simply we can say that for every university examination this question will come. So sometimes directly they should ask it, sometimes indirectly they should ask it, but they will be asked about the functions of commercial banks. Therefore, I am telling once again, be concentrated. The topic is very important. Topic చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్, బాగా కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయాల్సినటువంటి అవసరం ఉంది. అండ్ రిగార్డింగ్ దిస్ వన్, దీనికి సంబంధించి we say one thing, the functions of commercial banks, that we can say that this is the topic. And a commercial bank is a kind of financial institution which carries all the operations related to deposits and withdrawals. You see, just I told you clearly, all types of banking operations, the banks which are offering to the general public, simply we can say the commercial banks. అన్ని రకాలైనటువంటి బ్యాంకింగ్ వ్యవహారాలను, బ్యాంకింగ్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ని అండ్ గివింగ్ అండ్ ఆఫరింగ్ అండ్ ఫెసిలిటేటింగ్ టు ద జనరల్ పబ్లిక్, those are the banks which are there in the market. Simply we can say that type of banks are commercial banks. And we can say that there are two primary characters for every commercial bank. One is lending, another one is borrowing. It means lending of loans, simply we can say that advancing of loans, and borrowing means in the form of deposits. And the next point, the bank receives the deposits. Okay, lending and borrowing, whatever actually, if we are discussing in the next point, immediately we can say that the bank receives the deposits and gives the money to the various projects to earn the profit and surplus in the form of interest. So whatever actually deposits are receiving from the public, commercial banks are offering the interest also on the deposits. Whatever actually the banks are advancing the loans to the public, ఏవైతే కమర్షియల్ బ్యాంక్స్ రుణాల రూపంలో ప్రజలకు అందజేస్తున్నాయో, those giving of interest means nothing but, so on the loans, advancing the loans, one interest is there, that is we can say that collective interest, వసూలు చేసే వడ్డీ. And whatever actually deposits receiving as public money from the general public by the commercial banks, the banks are offering, banks are giving interest. That is we can say that is a profit for the earning of interest. And generally the rate of interest that is bank offers to the depositors are known as borrowing rate, while the rate at which the banks lends the money is called the lending rate. It means here you have to see, one is borrowing rate of interest, another one is lending rate of interest. The borrowing rate of interest is, which can be the commercial bank to be giving to its and their depositors, and lending rate is on the lending of money, the banks will collect the rate of interest, and interest, that is, we can say that lending rate. And the types of commercial banks, first we have to discuss. Actually, note down all of you, when we are discussing the functions of commercial banks as important topic, and today's topic we are discussing. Before going to the functions, in the last slide we have seen that what actually commercial banks, what are the characteristics of the commercial banks. And before going to discuss of the functions of the commercial banks, because the functions of commercial banks very, very important topic. So before discussing the commercial banks functions, first we have to know types of commercial banks. Commercial banks of three types: public sector banks and private sector banks and foreign banks. You see, one is public sector banks, the commercial banks that are nationalized by the government. The commercial banks that are nationalized by the government. It means the ownership in the hands of government, ownership in the hands of public, ownership in the hands of public sector, we can say that public sector banks. The major stake is held by the government. సో ఈ రకమైనటువంటి వాణిజ్య బ్యాంకులలో మేజర్ స్టేక్, ప్రధానమైనటువంటి మూలధనము కానీ కంట్రోలింగ్ కానీ గవర్నమెంట్ చేతిలో ఉంటుంది. సో ఇండియా ద పబ్లిక్ సెక్టర్ banks are operate under the guidelines of Reserve Bank of India, which is a central bank. We know very well, whatever actually banks are nationalized as public sector banks, okay, and that are the banks actually controlled and operated and guidelines to be required to follow by the Reserve Bank of India. So some of the public sector banks, we can say that in India, majorly the first place which goes to State Bank of India, next is followed by Union Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank. These are, we can say that, public sector banks. So here we have to remember one more thing. Public sector banks means the banks which are nationalized by the government. Okay, the major stake is held by the government. The banks which are nationalized, the major stake is held by the government. And regarding this, we have to say one more important point. In the year of 1969, there are 14 commercial banks are nationalized by the central government. In the year of 1980, there are 6 banks were nationalized. And along with that, we know very well, because we have discussed in the previous classes, in the year of 1955, the State Bank Group was nationalized. Okay, here the meaning of nationalized is the ownership which transfers from the private sector to public sector. That is called nationalized. In other words, we can say that the major stake is held by the government. That is, we can say that public sector banks. So this is a major role in the commercial banks in our country, in our India. And when we go to second one, private sector banks. The private sector banks, commercial banks in which major part of share capital is held by private business or and individuals. As we have discussed in the first category, the major stakeholder is government, public sector banks. The commercial banks which major stakeholder, major part of the share capital. So major share and major part of the share capital is held by the private business and private individuals. Simply we can say that private sector banks. These banks are registered as companies with limited liability. And one more point also we have to remember here. Even the private sector banks, these are also to be restricted to follow the rules and regulations laid by and rules and regulations given by Reserve Bank of India. So private sector banks అయినప్పటికీ కూడా నియమ నిబంధనలు రిజర్వ్ బ్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా వారు కల్పించినవి మాత్రమే ఇచ్చినవి మాత్రమే అనుసరించాల్సి ఉంటుంది. So we can say that in our India, some of the Indian private sector banks, for example, Asia Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Reliance Bank, these are simply, we can say that, private sector banks. So easily we have to remember, as a learning point of view, the major shareholder or major part of the share capital is in the hands of government. We can say that public sector banks. The major part of the share capital held by private business or individuals, we can say that private sector banks. It means very simple to remember: public sector, private sector. Public sector is nationalized banks and private sector is unnationalized banks. జాతీయం చేసిన వాటిని పబ్లిక్ సెక్టర్ బ్యాంక్స్ అని, జాతీయం చేయని వాటిని ప్రైవేట్ సెక్టర్ బ్యాంక్స్ అని మనం చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. సో పబ్లిక్ సెక్టర్ బ్యాంక్స్ లో మేజర్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద షేర్ క్యాపిటల్ ఇస్ ఇన్ ద హ్యాండ్స్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్ అండ్ ప్రైవేట్ సెక్టర్ బ్యాంక్స్ లో మేజర్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద షేర్ క్యాపిటల్ ఇస్ హెల్డ్ బై ప్రైవేట్ బిజినెస్ పీపుల్. అండ్ థర్డ్ కేటగిరీ and last category of the commercial banks are foreign banks. The foreign banks, commercial banks that are headquartered in foreign country, but operates the business in different countries. Headquartered in foreign country. Commercial bank, that particular commercial bank headquartered in the foreign country, but operating in the different countries, we can say that foreign bank, foreign commercial bank. And some of the foreign commercial banks operating in India, we can say that HSBC, Citibank, American Express Bank, and Syndicate Bank, and Standard Chartered Bank also. So these are actually, we can say that, some of the foreign banks. It means foreign commercial banks. So here we have to say that once again, before discussing of functions of commercial banks, so we had to know and we had to remember types of commercial banks. Simply remember, all of you, there are three categories of commercial banks. One is public sector banks, second is private sector banks, third is foreign banks. The public sector banks, listen once again, nationalized by government and major part of the share capital is held by the government. When we go to private sector banks, unnationalized commercial banks, the major part of the share capital is held by private people, private business people, and private individuals. And when we go to foreign banks, this is a different thing. Commercial banks which are headquartered in foreign country, so those banks, we can say that foreign banks. Example is Citibank, HSBC, and American Express Bank, and Standard Chartered Bank. These are foreign banks, we can say. So by completing this one, you people, you have to remember that first we noticed that the commercial banks, which are actually a kind of financial institution which carries all operating related to deposits and withdrawal of money, and primary characters are lending and borrowing. And the commercial banks, actually there are two categories of interest rates. One is borrowing rate, another one is lending. The borrowing rate is, we can say that, on deposits, and lending rate is, we can say that, called on lending of money. And after that we have discussed there are three categories of commercial banks. The commercial banks, which are three categories: public sector banks, private sector banks, and third one is foreign banks. And next we can say that very important, and today's topic is functions of commercial banks. The functions of commercial banks, very important topic. In each and every examination is there must be asked compulsory one question, one long question, not short question, one long question. So functions of commercial banks are broadly classified into two categories. One is primary functions and the second one is secondary functions. And when we go to primary functions, you see in primary functions again there are two categories. One is accepting deposits, another one is advancing loans or lending loans. The accepting deposits, which are actually four categories, that four categories we know very well. The commercial banks can work on the public money as receiving deposits. The commercial banks can work to give the facilitation to the public by lending the loans. కమర్షియల్ బ్యాంక్స్ ప్రధానంగా నడుస్తున్నాయి, పనిచేస్తున్నాయి, వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాయి అని అంటే ఆన్ పబ్లిక్ మనీ ఓన్లీ, ప్రజల సొమ్ముతోటే పనిచేస్తున్నాయి అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ by taking surplus money from the public as in the form of deposits and by giving advancing of loans to the public, to the needy, రుణాలు అందజేస్తూ. So when we go to deposits, there are four categories: demand deposits, time deposits, saving deposits, recurring deposit. And when we come to first one, demand deposits, nothing but we can say that current deposits. Any time can deposit and any time can withdraw by the depositor, by the public, by the general public. We can say that demand deposits are current deposits. Itself it has the meaning clearly. Current deposits. So a kind of deposit which can be easily withdraw money and easily deposit the money in that. There is no restriction for it to only deposit in this time. There is no restriction for it to only withdraw. During the banking hours, we can say any time can be withdrawn and any time can deposit, and that is convenient to business people. Simply we can say that first one, demand deposits are current deposits. And second one, time deposits. Time deposits is nothing but fixed deposits. So fixed deposits, the depositing of money for a fixed time period. We can say that deposits that are contains the period time. So a fixed period of time. Whenever deposit holder depositing his money in the bank for the fixed time period, simply we can say that time is fixed here, rate of interest is fixed here. That is, we can say that time deposits. And when we go to third one, saving deposit, this is more convenient to all categories of the people. If you go to the students, which is convenient, saving deposit. If you go to the labor, which is convenient, saving deposit. If you go to the workers, if you go to ordinary people in the society, which is convenient, saving deposit. The saving deposit is a facility which is going to offer by the commercial banks to all types of people. The saving accounts offered by most of the banks, which actually the people thinks that they should be safe to their money and they had to deposit in the saving deposits. And when we go to recurring deposit, the recurring deposits mainly known as RD. RD means recurring deposit. It's a unique term deposit, we can say. Unique term deposits, we can say, means the individual can deposit every month or every term or every period certain amount, and which can be withdrawn after completion of certain period. Actually, the general public, for saving purpose, they can move to the private persons by putting chittis. చిట్టీలు వేసుకుంటూ ప్రైవేట్ పీపుల్, ప్రైవేట్ పర్సన్స్ దగ్గర వాళ్ళు వాళ్ళ మనీ సేవ్ చేసుకుంటారు. Instead of doing that thing, the commercial banks are offering a recurring deposits. So simply we can say that the investor or the investment tool which allows people to make regular deposits and earn decent returns on their investment. And simply we can say that it is a unique term deposits that is offered with the banks. So that is, we can say, that recurring deposit. As a student point of view, you have to keep it in your mind. As primary functions, there are two categories: accepting deposits and lending loans. In the form of accepting deposits, there are four categories: current deposits, nothing but demand deposits; time deposits, fixed deposits; and third one is saving deposits; and fourth one is RD, recurring deposits. And when we go to second one in the primary functions, advancing loans. Advancing loans. As we know, mainly the commercial banks works on the public money. On the public money means receiving in the form of deposits, receiving okay in the form of deposits, but that cannot be kept idle in the bank or idle in the bank office. If it is kept idle, there will be no use. తీసుకున్నటువంటి డిపాజిట్లను ఖాళీగా పెట్టకూడదు. ఖాళీగా పెట్టారనుకోండి, there will be no use. అక్కడ ఉపయోగం ఉండదు. కాబట్టి that must be compulsory to be required to grant in the form of loans to the public. And that advancing loans, which are four categories. First one is bank loans, we can say that direct loans. Second is cash credits. Third is bank overdraft. And fourth is discounting of bills. And when we come to first one, bank loan may be defined as amount of money granted by the bank for a specified rate of interest for the specific fixed period of time. For a fixed period of time with a fixed rate of interest, the bank is offering loans to the public, that is we can say that bank loans. Second is cash credits. Cash credit can be defined as an arrangement made by the bank for the clients to withdraw cash exceeding their account limit. Whatever account limit is there, exceeding to their account limit, the banks are making the arrangement of cash to them, which we can say that cash credit itself, it has clearly, you see, cash is arranging as a credit. So appu rupena istundi. And third one, we can say that bank overdraft. The bank overdraft is the kicker means of the short-term financing provided by the bank. It is a facility in which the bank allows the current account holder to withdraw their current accounts by a specified limit. And itself, it has the clear meaning, you see. Bank overdraft means overdrawing the money more than the deposit. ఉన్న డిపాజిట్ కంటే ఎక్కువ తీసుకున్నట్లయితే that is called simply bank overdraft, which can be given by the banks, by the commercial banks to the current account holders, only to the business people especially. It means simply we can say that, so banks are offer చేస్తుంది. Bank overdraft itself, it has the meaning clearly, overdrawn the money than the deposit. ఉన్న డిపాజిట్ కంటే ఎక్కువగా తీసుకున్నట్లయితే దాన్ని ఓవర్డ్రాఫ్ట్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు. బట్ దర్ ఇస్ అ రిస్ట్రిక్షన్ ఇస్ దేర్, that should be given to only current account holders. Current account holders మాత్రమే దాన్ని సప్లై చేస్తుంది. ఇంకా లాస్ట్ ఫోర్త్ వన్, discounting of bills. Discounting of bills is a process of settling the bill of exchange by the bank in value less than the face value before maturity date. It means before the maturity date, a customer comes, a businessman comes, the bank will offer the discounting of bills, means so providing the finance, providing by checking up that particular bill in the form of discounting, the bank offering the money to the public. It means by saying here too, see once again, there are four categories of advancing loans like deposits. It means deposits are four categories and lending of loans also four categories. As we have discussed in the last slide, deposits that are four categories: demand deposit, term deposit, saving deposit, recurring deposits. In the same way, advancing loans also four categories: direct loans, nothing but bank loans, cash credits, bank overdraft, and discounting of bills. By completion of this, you people, you have to see primary functions are over, first one. And when we come to secondary functions, the second one, in the secondary functions, simply we can say that there are three categories. One is agency functions, second is general utility functions, third is other functions. It means banker can act as an agent on behalf of the customer, we can say that agency functions. And banker can give so to the general public as general utility functions, that is we can say that general utility functions, second one. And third one is other functions also, which bank can provide, means commercial bank can provide. And when we come to first category, agency functions, simply you know very well, agency functions means the banker can act as agent on the behalf of the customer. ఖాతాదారుని తరపున బ్యాంకు లేదా బ్యాంకరు ఏజెంట్ గా వ్యవహరిస్తాడు. In which form? You see first one, collecting of checks. You see second one, collecting of income. You see third one, paying of expenses. So on behalf of the customer, for the collection of checks, okay, the banker can collect the checks or bills of exchange on behalf of their customers as a agent. బ్యాంకర్ ఏజెంట్గా ఖాతాదారుల తరపున వ్యవహరిస్తూ చెక్కులను వసూలు చేయడానికి, బిల్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ని సో డిస్కౌంటింగ్ చేసి వసూలు చేయడానికి సో వ్యవహరిస్తుంది. సెకండ్ వన్, కలెక్టింగ్ ఇన్కమ్. Collecting income means on the behalf of the customer, whatever the income is related to, so customer of the bank, the commercial bank collect, just like dividends, just like pension, just like salaries, just like rents, just like interest, and etc. etc. These are actually on behalf of the customer, the commercial bank will collect. On behalf of customer, ఖాతాదారుని తరపున వాణిజ్య బ్యాంకు వసూలు చేసి పెడుతుంది. Third one is, we can say that not only collecting but also paying. Not only collecting but also paying means not only collection of income, not only collecting the checks, not only collecting the dividends, not only collecting the pension and salaries, but also on behalf of the customers, ఖాతాదారుల తరపున the banker will pay customers' expenses also, like telephone bills, like installments, like insurance premium, like school fees, like rents, so etc. etc. On behalf of the customer, we can say that commercial bank will pay the expenses also. It means in the secondary functions, the first one is agency functions. So you have to remember, on the behalf of the customer, the banker will act as an agent for the collection of checks, for the collecting income, for the paying of expenses. And when we go to second one, general utility functions. So these are the functions which will be so done by the commercial banks as giving the facility to the general public. ఇది సాధారణ ప్రజానికానికి అందచేసే సేవలు. So you see, providing locker facility, you see, issuing travelers checks, and third one, dealing in foreign exchange, and fourth one, transferring funds. So when we come to first one, locker facility, the commercial banks provide a locker facility to its customer for safe keeping of jewelry, shares, and other valuable items. So విలువగలటువంటి ఐటమ్స్ ఉంటే కనుక ఖాతాదారులు బ్యాంక్ వద్ద దాచిపెట్టుకోవచ్చు. The commercial banks which provides a locker facility to them. Second one, issuing traveler checks. So banks issue the traveler checks to the individuals for traveling outside the country. Whenever they are moving from one country to another country, they need not be carried the quantity of the money. Simply they have to carry the traveler checks, which is enough, provided this facility by the commercial banks. And third one is dealing the commercial banks as foreign exchange. Commercial banks helps in providing the foreign exchange to businessmen. So dealing, so in exports and imports, dealing exports and imports. And the last one is transferring funds. So this is also one of the major and important thing. So ఇది కూడా చాలా ప్రధానమైనది, transferring of the funds from one bank to another bank. You see, so by means of draft, so telegraphic or telephone transfers and electronic transfers, and these are actually the commercial banks are doing. You see, general utility functions, సాధారణమైనటువంటి సేవలు ఏంటయ్యా అంటే providing the locker facility, issuing traveler checks, dealing foreign exchange, and transferring funds. So నిధులు కూడా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయడం, బదిలీ చేయడము. And when we go to third category and last category, other functions. So other functions, the commercial banks what actually offering. So వాణిజ్య బ్యాంకులు ఇతర functions ఏమేమి ఇస్తున్నాయి అంటే, one is creating money and another one is electronic banking. And creating money, when we come to first one, దానికి వచ్చినట్టయితే refers to one of the important function of the commercial bank that helps in increasing money supply. So for increasing the money supply, the commercial bank which provides this particular facility to the customers as in the category of other functions. Second one is electronic banking. So includes services such as debit card, credit card, and internet banking and mobile banking. All these are, we can say that, in the form of electronic banking. So simply as a last category, we can say that in the category of other functions, there are two things here you have to remember. One is creative money, another one is electronic banking. By completing of this one, if you have to keep it in our mind, as a secondary functions, there are three categories. So, Ditiya functionలలో, secondary functionలలో, there are three categories. First one is agency functions. You see, first one agency functions. So, banker will act as an agent on the behalf of the customer for the doing of these three category of points. One is collecting checks, another one is collecting income, third one is paying of expenses. If we go to another one, so general utility by providing locker facility, by providing traveler checks, and dealing of foreign exchange and transferring the funds. And when we go to other functions as creating money and providing the electronic banking facility like providing debit cards, credit cards, and internet banking like mobile banking also. It means while discussing functions of commercial banks, very important topic you have to see once again the functions of commercial banks, which are actually two categories: primary functions and secondary functions. In the category of primary functions, you see there are again two types. Primary functions lo malli two categories: accepting deposits, lending loans. Accepting deposits of four types: current deposits, time deposits means fixed deposits, saving deposits, recurring deposits, and lending loans also four categories: bank loans, cash credits, bank overdraft, and discounting bills. And when we go to second one, secondary functions are classified into three categories: agency functions, general utility functions, and other functions. Agency functions, there are 3 points are there, and general utility functions, there are 4 points are there, and other functions we can say that there are 2 points are there. It means by discussing about functions of commercial banks, you have to keep it in your mind, all of you people, because this is very important topic. The functions of commercial banks, which are classified into two categories: primary and secondary. So primary itself, again there are two categories: accepting deposits, lending loans. Secondary functions, there are three categories: agency functions, general utility functions, and other functions. So మళ్ళొక్కసారి ఏంటంటే లాస్ట్ అండ్ ఫైనల్ గా నేను సెట్ చేస్తున్నాను, ఎందుకంటే అట్లీస్ట్ ద హెడింగ్స్ యూ టు పుట్ యూ టు రైట్ ఇన్ ద ఎగ్జామినేషన్, అండ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్, అండ్ రేటింగ్ ఆఫ్ థియరీ ఈజ్ ఇన్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్, మీ చేతిలో ఉంటుంది. కానీ హెడింగ్స్ మాత్రం ఖచ్చితంగా సేమ్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ యూ టు ప్రొవైడ్, యూ టు రైట్ ఇన్ ద ఎగ్జామినేషన్, రాయాలి. కాబట్టి వినండి అందరూ. ఫంక్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ కమర్షియల్ బ్యాంక్స్ అమ్మ రెండు కేటగిరీస్: ఒకటి ప్రైమరీ ఫంక్షన్స్, రెండు సెకండరీ ఫంక్షన్. ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ ప్రైమరీ, సెకండ్ ఈజ్ సెకండరీ. ఎంత ఈజీ చూడండి. అండ్ వెన్ వి కమ్ టు ఫస్ట్ వన్, ప్రైమరీ ఫంక్షన్స్ క్లాసిఫైడ్ ఇంటూ టూ కేటగిరీస్, రెండు రకాలు. వన్ ఈజ్ యాక్సెప్టింగ్ డిపాజిట్స్, సెకండ్ ఈజ్ లెండింగ్ లోన్స్. డిపాజిట్లు సేకరించడం, సెకండ్ రుణాలు అందచేయటము. అండ్ వెన్ వి కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు సెకండ్ వన్, సెకండరీ ఫంక్షన్ చూడండి. రెండోది అనగానే ద్వితీయ, సెకండ్ అనగానే సెకండరీ ఫంక్షన్స్. సో సెకండరీ ఫంక్షన్స్ త్రీ టైప్స్ అమ్మా. ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ ఏజెన్సీ ఫంక్షన్స్, అండ్ సెకండ్ వన్ ఈజ్ జనరల్ యుటిలిటీ ఫంక్షన్స్, అండ్ థర్డ్ వన్ ఈజ్ అదర్ ఫంక్షన్స్. ఓకే, ఇవి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్. ఇది చాలా ముఖ్యమైన టాపిక్, అందరూ కూడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. వై? బికాస్ ఎందుకని అంటుందంటే ఫ్రమ్ ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్, సో one of the most important topic we can say that functions of commercial banks in every examination, and we can say that in all types of examinations, ఎన్ని రకాల ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా రిలేటెడ్ టు బ్యాంకింగ్ సబ్జెక్ట్, బ్యాంకింగ్ సబ్జెక్ట్ సంబంధించి ఏ రకమైన ఎగ్జామ్ ఉన్నా, సో దే హ్యావ్ టు కంపల్సరీ స్ట్రెస్ ద ఫంక్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ కమర్షియల్ బ్యాంక్స్. వాణిజ్య బ్యాంకుల విధుల మీద ఖచ్చితంగా సెట్ చేస్తాం. ఎస్పెషల్లీ BCom final year 5th semester, as subject we know banking theory and practice. మనం డిస్కస్ చేసేటటువంటి the subject we are discussing is banking theory and practice, and in this banking theory and subject first unit heading is introduction, కానీ in this first unit, very important topic, and definitely which will come the examination is functions of commercial banking. వాణిజ్య బ్యాంకుల విధులు ఖచ్చితంగా మనకు ఎగ్జామ్లో వచ్చేటటువంటి ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్. That's what I am taking so much of time with you and discussing, and discussion is elaborately I am discussing with you. Elaborate గా మీతో డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాను, ఎందుకంటే the topic is very important. టాపిక్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాబట్టి మీకు ఎలాబొరేట్ గా మీతో నేను డిస్కస్ చేశాను. సో ఈ డిస్కషన్ లో మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి అమ్మా, వన్స్ అగైన్ మళ్ళొకసారి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, ఫంక్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ కమర్షియల్ బ్యాంక్స్, ఏదైతే ఫంక్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ కమర్షియల్ బ్యాంక్స్ ఉన్నాయో అవి రెండు రకాలుగా వర్గీకరించాము, ప్రైమరీ ఫంక్షన్స్ అండ్ సెకండరీ ఫంక్షన్స్. ప్రైమరీ ఫంక్షన్స్ లో మొత్తము 2 కేటగిరీస్ ఉన్నాయి, యాక్సెప్టింగ్ డిపాజిట్స్, లెండింగ్ లోన్స్. అండ్ సెకండరీ ఫంక్షన్స్ లో 3 కేటగిరీస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఏజెన్సీ ఫంక్షన్స్, జనరల్ యూటిలిటీ, అండ్ థర్డ్ వన్ ఈజ్ వీ కెన్ సే ద థర్డ్ వన్ అదర్ ఫంక్షన్స్. ఓకే, so all of you be remember, be study and be read and be go through the books and be go through whatever actually explanation and slides just I shown to you, because the topic is very important. And up to this is enough for you people for today's class. ee roju intavaraku chalu. As we have discussed, the topic is functions of commercial banks, and this discussion is very important, and most of the people, so you have to remember. So చాలా మంది మర్చిపోతూ ఉంటారు, కానీ you please remember, because this topic is very important for the examination point of view. So this is, once again I am saying that very important topic, keep it in your mind. So enough for today. Thank you all.